Welcome to Alabama History. We are so excited to have each of you in our class this year. I want to introduce you to your teachers. This is Ms. Bobby Beasley. She will be joining us this week as a 4th grade history teacher. And here is myself. I am Mrs. Carol Taylor. We are going to do lots of exciting things this year in history. If you look right up here, this is a picture of your book. It came with your materials from K-12. The title of it is My World, Social Studies. The requirements for history are to attend 2 Class Connect sessions a week. Your classes will be on Monday and Wednesday or Tuesday and Thursday. You want to be sure you complete the lessons in the OLS. There will be daily work samples that you get once a quarter, projects, we do some fun projects in 4th grade, and some tests. You can keep up with all these things and everything going on in Alabama history and your other courses by reading the newsletter that comes out to you each Friday. Your homeroom teacher will send that to you. If you click right here where it says OLS Weekly Lessons, this will give you a guide of the lessons that you need to be sure you have done by the end of the week. Alabama history. If you want to know more about Alabama history, you would click right here and you'd find out more details about history. Now, in your area, you need to have some materials ready as you do your lessons and you come to class. Of course, you need your book. Now, even though it looks like a workbook, you may not write in this textbook. We do ask that you return this at the end of the year. So it would be a good idea to have a 3-ring binder, a notebook of some sort with some loose leaf paper that you can put your work in. And of course you need pencils to write with. Now we do some activities, so having some colored pencils or colors near you would be a good idea, along with some glue and scissors. Alabama history is a little different than some of your other subjects. So we're going to go through and talk about how the Alabama history program works in your OLS. To get to your lessons, you would go to your daily plan, just like you do your other things. And when you get right here where it says State History, that is where you would need to click. Now sometimes you might see something that says Overdue. And might wonder, what does overdue mean? Well, it's just reminding you that you have a lesson that you need to go back and do. And there's a little tab up at the top where you have daily plan, weekly plan, and overdue, where there's a lesson that you need to make up because you didn't finish it the day you were supposed to do it. Now, when we get further along into this, I'm going to show you what you need to be sure you do to mark those lessons complete so that you don't have something show up on your overdue list. So let's talk about those lessons. The lessons in the OLS are actually done by Ms. Beasley and I. We go into your lessons and we type the lessons in we want you to do. So for that reason, you'll see your lessons increase. Each week we'll add a few lessons. Sometimes you might see more than a couple at a time. But we go in and we turn those lessons on so you can see what you need to do for the week. So when you click here, you will get instructions of what to do. It may tell you to click on the link right here. It might say print a worksheet. It may say read some pages in your book and to answer some problems. This particular activity, here is a sheet that you were supposed to click on, print, and then I have an answer key right here for your learning coach to print. Notice this right here. This is important. It says click the arrow to go to the next activity. So you click right here on this arrow, and it brings you to the next activity. Sometimes the activities are the required activity, but this one says optional activity. And optional activity means it's your choice. If you want to do it, you can. And this one was a choice activity. When you finished it, it said to upload the picture to Padlet so all your friends can see it. But notice, right here at the bottom, it says click on the arrow to mark your work complete. So you click on the arrow again and go to the next screen. Here is how you mark those assignments complete. It says mark complete, and you click on this little button right here. If an assignment does not say that you need to turn it in to me, then you do not need to turn it in. It will be graded by your LC. Now, LCs, listen closely. It is very easy for your student to come in, click Mark Complete, and not have actually finished an assignment. So you will have to be sure that they finish the assignments before they mark it complete. Because if they come here and mark it complete, on the computer, it's going to look like they've completed an assignment, when actually they have not. So you'll need to help monitor that and be sure that they have actually done the assignments. Test. Your tests are in the OLS. It will be a link to a Google form. You click on the link and you'll come to a page that looks something like this. We're going to ask you to type your name, and you'll get that in, and then it will ask some questions. You'll choose the right answer and move on to the next question. But all tests for Alabama history are open book. Watch your OLS, and I'll tell you what you can use to do the test. You can use your book. You can use your notebook. This is why it's important to keep up with your pages and things that you do and put them in a notebook, because you can go back to that notebook when you get ready to take a test. Sometimes I'll even provide you with a review PowerPoint or other PowerPoints. And if you have it, you can use it. You can use any materials that are provided to you when you take the test. Now, you are only allowed to take that test one time. This is different than the other things in your OLS. In history, you can only take the test one time. We allow you to use your book or any other sources when you take that test. So you can only take the test one time. Your grade does not automatically show up in the grade book. Your teacher has to take your grade and put it in the grade book. So when you take this test, it's going to show you at the end what you made, and it's going to show you what you missed. So you can go back and see what you missed, because I want you to know those correct answers. And then you'll have to wait until your teacher goes in and puts that grade into your grade book. So if you want to keep up with what you've done and what your grade is in history, you will need to look in the grade book. That will be the best place to find out what you're doing and what your current grade is. You go into your Learning Coach account, Learning Coaches, click on Courses in the tab at the top. Once you've done that, it says click on any of the courses listed from the list, and it will take you to the screen where you see the Progress tab at the top of the screen. After you click on the Progress tab, select Gradebook. From the drop-down menu, you will see all your students' courses from that gradebook and their current grades for each course. So remember, when they take that test, it will not automatically pop up in the gradebook. You will have to wait until the teacher goes in and puts those grades in. So you want to periodically check on it and see what your student is doing. Now let's say but you see an M there showing that there's a missing grade, then you need to go back in the LOS and take the test, even if it says complete, because what could have happened is it was marked complete before clicking on the link to take the test. Where you have expected progress in your OLS and you've got all your other grades or courses listed here, those expected progress are correct. But the Alabama history one is not going to always be correct because remember, we are adding those courses in there, those lessons to the LOS. So to find out how you're doing, we need to go to the grade book. My contact information, you need me, you're going to email me right here at ctaylor@alvirtual.org. Ms. Beasley is just getting started today, so you can get her current information by going to our newsletter. We will be adding that there, and you can get all of our contact information there. So let us know if you have any questions. One last thing before we end is I wanted to show you your information for this week. Your lessons this week you're going to do is lesson 1.2, Alabama State Symbols. That has been turned on in your OLS. The next one you're going to do is lesson 1.3, and you're going to make a hometown slide. This will be your first work sample in history. It is going to be your first quarter work sample, and it's not due till sometime in September, so you've got plenty of time on it, but we're going ahead and giving it to you so you can get started. Now, at the moment, you do not see that turned on. I will turn it on late tonight or in the morning. I am waiting until I can get with Ms. Beasley so we can get together and get a place for you to load this information for us so that we will have it. So what you'll be doing is making a slide from PowerPoint about your hometown and tell us where it's located, one historical fact, and something fun you want us to know. And then we're going to log it into Padlet. So as soon as we have a Padlet made for Ms. Beasley, then we will be getting this one available to you. This lesson is not actually due to come up until Friday, so you still have plenty of time for that. It's been great talking to you guys, and if you have any questions, please let me know. Hope you have a great day. See you later, alligators. After all, crocodiles. Bye.